Anthony Hartwig here with a South Range player profile. I could say football, I could say soccer, but man, this guy does both. It is Logan Butcher from South Range. Logan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you, Mr. Hartwig, for having me.
And let's start with the football team, of course, and being on this program that has won so much, especially in the last 5 or 6 years, such a prestigious football program. When you get to put on that uniform and step on that field, what kind of sense of pride does it give you to be a part of this team?
I can't thank enough to Coach Yeagley and my teammates. They support me 100%. As soon as I walked on, I had the confidence to go out and be a kicker, um, becoming second string. They've always been supporting me and my teammates first. And then once Luke suffered an injury, which opened up the opportunity for me being first string, and a lot of people were nervous, but they were supportive of me. And what really also motivated me was the fact that they're doing their job, my job, 100%.
The stereotype is any soccer player can go on and kick a football, be a field goal kicker, be a kickoff specialist, but we know that's not the case. It's a lot harder than it sounds. What was the biggest part of transitioning into that and trying to learn how to transition between the soccer field and the football field?
Well, first, before Luke got um, healthy competition and practice, we both pushed each other kickers, which helped me with that transition. But really, went, I worked really hard at my craft. Coach Doc helped me out a lot, but really it was me pushing myself and me and Luke Starkey pushing each other before he got hurt.
What was the hardest kind of transition or the hardest thing to pick up when you did make that transition between kicking a soccer ball, like you said, and kicking a football?
Really, it's your like foot and how you. It's because you want to naturally, but not really. You're gonna have to, you have to count your steps and you have to kick. It's really different, but you have to kick the ball on like a third of the ball. It's can't just swing at it. You got to go straight through.
What was kind of the hardest thing for you to pick up? The thing you had to work on the most?
Probably the footing of where I don't have to wipe at the ball. I have to go right through the ball. That was the hardest, but yeah.
And now, like you said, you've been given this opportunity. It's not a reason that you like to get it because of an injury. You never want to get an opportunity that way to see one of your brothers hurt, but you got this opportunity. First time you get to step on that field as a starting, kicker. What was some of the emotions going through your mind, and how do you kind of deal with the nerves that I'm sure that you had?
Well, what I usually repeat when I'm nervous, you know, I and present in the moment what needs to be done, and then I execute. I do that naturally. Of course, I pray, but I really think about my other teammates and how hard they work. Leaders on their team and what our leaders on our team, what they do, and I just think about that, and that just really motivates me in order to get the job.
This offense makes you a busy, busy person because man, do they score a lot. What's it like just kind of never having to worry to be cold and never have to worry about, waiting a while to kick and you can always kind of go out there and you know that the offense is going to give you plenty of opportunities.
It feels great. Of course, when I came my first um, my debut for Poland, it was I was nervous, but really when the offense was scoring a lot, I had a lot of attempts and a lot of tries. But of course, all the seniors, Chris Colucci, Shane Lindstrom, Billy Skirpak, Bailey Ryan, they were all very supportive and they were just pushing for me, and it helped me because they were supporting me.
Can we talk about this big win over Girard? A lot of people came into this game thinking it was going to be, the battle of the unbeatens, and it was going to be a tough, hard-fought game in South Range, and you guys just really put your foot down and really dominated this game. What do you think was the difference in that night, and how proud are you of your teammates for everything they were able to do on the field?
As soon as we got off that bus, I'm proud of them. We're there, we have our job, and it's to win. Our mentality, we walked into it, and we are the best team in the NE8, and we just got in there and got the job done. We were very physical. We played our game. We didn't go away. We didn't play Gerard's game. We just played our game and we executed like we practiced.
All right, so you're coached by one of the best in the area, definitely one of the most well-respected coaches in the area, and of course, he gave you the opportunity to come on this team and be a kicker. So, what have you learned from Coach Yeagley? What kind of things does he do for you, not just as a football player, but as a person?
Well, first off, he does. I do sports, of course. So he does check on my soccer, and he just really has that like that care for me and the respect for me. He's for me. He's gone, giving me the pads, giving me the jersey. He's done everything. I've learned, how to actually like the opponent, how to respect your opponent. He's just everyone just respects him a lot, and his knowledge of just the game it helps me, grow. I've had a little history of football. I played YFFA football, but shout out to Coach Portal. Um, really, I didn't have a lot of football background, so he helped me transition to that. How to put on pads and everything else like that. But he's been there and is still there for me.
Is there a phrase or a quote from Coach Yeagley that he's already said that has kind of stuck with you?
Hydrate like crazy. That's a big one because you got to be healthy. You got to ready to go, kicker, because you never know. You may, nope, we need you right now. I've been taught. Last second we need you. I've gone out and performed for him.
This question will give us a perfect segue into soccer, but being always ready and being conditioned and being hydrated, how much does soccer, a sport where you're constantly running and running a lot, help you with that facet of football?
It's helped me a lot. We do tons of conditioning at soccer. Tabatas, we do a lot of those. We It helped me a lot. Football is different with the equipment. You're running with pads on. It's different, but really soccer has helped me a ton with the conditioning part.
And of course, we talked about the prestigiousness of this football program, but the soccer program is one of only three sports at South Range that has that Ohio State banner in the gym that signifies that they made it to a state championship game. They have two of them. They're one of only two teams have two of them. So when you look at all that and you know that, how much of a kind of burden, or I should say, blessing, or it could be both. Is it high pressure to be on a team that has had so much success, and also what kind of blessing is it to be a part of a team that has so much success?
Well, it is a blessing. It's the fact that the teammates and the coaches are very, very, they're very good. They have invested interest in you, and the teammates, they're family. Even if you don't like each other, on both, I've seen that in soccer and in football. Even if you don't like each other, you play as hard as you can. You don't walk off that field until you did your job. You played as hard as you can. It is an honor to play for both of those sports and have amazing for both of them.
Okay, when we look at your soccer team, obviously, with as good as you guys have been, you draw a very tough schedule, and maybe not the start that you guys wanted, but you've won four in a row before tying Hubbard in your last time out. So you haven't lost in a while since the last time you actually played the team you're playing tonight in Poland. Do you think this team is really starting to find a stride and really starting to find their own identity with a four-game kind of winning streak?
Well, like you said, we did have a slow start. Part of the reason was because we're still trying to find our groove, the spark. We are a young team, so we were trying to find that. We graduated tons of people last year: Canada Thomas, Mark Naples, Brandon Johnson, Lee Bowman, and many others. But our groove. If we keep to we don't dribble through. It's not a one man team. We play with each other. We work hard, and I think we finally have that groove. If we play together and we play how we know how to play, I think we'll be fine.
Big matchup tonight against Poland. Last time around, it was so close. You guys dropped the 2-1 score. How excited are you for this second opportunity to face the Bulldogs and try to kind of redeem the loss earlier in the season?
I'm excited. I give tons of respect to Poland. Know Hood is a great player. I think we match them in talent. It's the fact that if we want it more, if are we willing to do the extra mile for your teammate? If we play our game, we have a chance. Our team has the talent, and we do have the soccer skill to do.
How did you get into soccer, and what kind of things made you fall in love with the sport?
Well, it started off when I was my dad and my soccer when they introduced me. I watched Columbus Crew games when I was younger. Really, I watched World Cup when I was younger too. I watched Neymar, Messi. I saw all that, and I loved it. I loved the passion after they score. Your teammate up after attack. The passion in soccer, I love it. It started when I was 3, playing with my uncles, and yeah.
All right, so when you were growing up watching the Crew and watching the World Cup and watching all these great soccer players, who was the one guy that you saw and you said, "Man, I want to kind of play like this kid.
Um, Neymar Jr. was a big one. I love his like flair, his the flicks he does, and the passion he has. I mean, you see it in the World Cup. He's crying, love his teammates, even if he doesn't score, and if his team scores, he's just crying and loves his teammates. And I think I'm like that. I love my teammates. I'm passionate when they score. I'm passionate when I score. Oh, sorry. Um, yeah, Coach, you can ask Coach Stamp. I'm like the hype. I hype my teammates up. Good job. I get that. That's why I like Neymar because he's like that.
What makes this soccer team unique? Like you said, you're the hype man, which means you know your teammates better than anybody. So, what makes this soccer team kind of unique from the ones in the past?
Really, we don't play good soccer, so we may sometimes not lack in the physical to make up for the soccer talent. We very talented soccer players. We know how to move the ball well. We play. Most of us played Soccer Vision Academy. Coach James crafted tons of players on our team to play great soccer. It- that's why we are because we work hard off season, and we go to Coach James, which is a phenomenal coach that has crafted most of the team.
A lot of really good soccer players in the area, but Steel Valley Soccer, one of our good friends that cover soccer so well, they've put you on the players to watch list for not just this week but the rest of the season. What does that mean to you to be kind of listed among a bunch of really good names in the soccer community?
It feels great, but I do teammates. My teammates make it easy for me when they do their job, so I have to do my job. When I'm seeing teammates in the tackles, giving me great passes, I'm going to do the same. It frees up opportunity to play how I play, which I hold myself to high standards. So yeah, I love how I'm a player to watch, but I think my team is a team to watch as
I see you wear the 11 on the jersey. Is there a story behind your number, or is it just one that you fell into?
well. It's kind of something I fell into, kind of like number 78 on the football. Kind of something I kind of grabbed. Neymar is number 11, so I do admire him. So part of the reason.
Hey, it all worked out. You got the jersey number of the guy that you looked up to as a kid. Uh, Off the field, let's get to know you a little bit off the field. What are some hobbies that you have? What are some things that you like to do outside of sports?
Well, I do love to hang out with my friends. I do play two sports, so that takes up a lot of time. Of course, I'm in school, but I do hang out with my friends a lot. If it's going to Chiefs or going to Buffalo Wild Wings, but also I do like to hang out with my family, watch Ohio State games, Browns games. Yeah, just hanging out with my family and my friends.
How do you kind of slow down? Like I'm sure with such a busy life, there have to be moments where you have to kind of take a mental break or try to, relax your body. What kind of things do you do to kind of slow yourself down in those kind of times?
Well, I always have a soccer ball, football. I'm always playing. When I do want to like settle down, I do like to set out my porch, and sometimes, usually Sundays I go to church. But I like to settle down, have a family, nice family dinner, talk about the week, talk about what's going on. That's usually how I settle down is talk with my family. How's everyone doing? Because when you have two sports, it's hard to talk to your family when you get home at like 9 o'clock at night. So Sundays and Saturdays I usually like to sit down and talk with my family, and that's how I chill out. Is
You talked about praying before kicks, and obviously you go to church every Sunday. How important is your faith in everything that you do on the athletic side, and how much of your success do you kind of contribute to the faith that you have?
well, everything I do is for God. I'm a very strong Christian. It's my parents are doing growing me in faith. I Everything I do is for Him, and it's a strong. I have a strong relationship with Him, and every time I go in that field, I'm praying, or if when Luke Stark got hurt, I'm praying. I'm safe, praying my teammates are safe. Praying my family's safe, and yeah.
Do you have a favorite verse that you like to kind of tell yourself before a game?
I don't have a favorite verse, but I do just pray. When having God's strength in me, be with me, be with my teammates.
What do you think are some things that are common misconceptions about the sport of soccer that people from maybe outside the sport have?
Well, people do say, "Oh, you're soft. It's light. It's an easy sport." I mean, you could say that, but as soon as you go on the field, you're running 5, 6 miles. Then you can, then you can have a word. But it's really hard when you're running a ton. You have to make decisions. Very quick decisions on what run to make, or when to come to the ball, and how dribbling is not easy too at a very fast speed. So those are kind of some of those things you don't really see from a non-soccer player. They say, oh, it's easy. I can run. I can kick a ball.
Anytime people say that, I point out the statistic that soccer has the biggest rate of concussions of any sport. It's not football, and you wouldn't think that, but it's soccer actually, which I'm sure you're aware of. And every time you go on the floor on the field, you're trying to protect yourself too. When you look at your schooling, you're a student athlete, so I want to talk a little bit about your school. What are some of the things you like to study, and some of the things that you really like to learn about at school?
Um, I really, um, I really like American government. I like what's going on today. I like history. I love history. I love doing plays. I love chemistry. I like seeing what the product is. How to get to the solution. I like that stuff. I'm not a big math guy, but I do. Yeah, those are my two: is chemistry and American history. I like doing those.
All right, so let's talk about the history first. Who's the best history teacher at South Range right now?
Oh man,
I'll put you on the spot.
I love Mr. Lindstrom. I love Mr. Leach, but oh man, you put me on the spot. I can't. I can't. I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite. I love.
That's the political answer right down the line. Trying to get the grades. It's okay. But it's interesting that you say you're not a big fan of math, but you like chemistry, because I know chemistry is just science trying to be math. There's a lot of math involved in that. So what do you think the difference is between the math that you don't like and the chemistry that you do?
Well, I like hands-on. I like what's going on. I like observation. Seeing seeing what's happening, and and I like doing that stuff. But when it comes to numbers, I mean, I'll do it, and get away from
So
that.
I'm guessing balancing equations is not the favorite part of chemistry.
No, no.
When you look at some of the things that those kind of fields want to take you in, do you have any kind of ideas of what career you want to go into, or what job you'd like to have in the future?
Well, of course, I love athletics. Love everything about it. I've been, of course, playing soccer since I was 3. So I really like coaching. I really like teaching. So, teaching is an option. I love, like I said, I like athletics. So being like in sports medicine, if it's, yeah, something
All
like
right,
that.
I got Gatorade right here, so I'm wondering, someone that has to stay hydrated so much, what's your favorite flavor of Gatorade?
Oh man, I think it's yellow. I think it's lemon.
I got the lemon lime, so I'm
Yep.
right there with you. Right on brand. That's the OG. If Gatorade came to you and asked you to create a flavor, what do you think would be the perfect Logan Butcher flavor of Gatorade?
Man. It's probably the red and the blue, because those are really good too. If I
So
mix those,
you like mix the two almost?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Make it
Those.
like a Superman flavor?
Oh yeah, Superman.
Going in there, what's your favorite superhero?
Superhero. Probably. Let's see. It's probably Flash.
Oh, that's it. That's not a common answer, but I like it. Soccer players got to be fast. Let's go with the fastest man alive, faster than Superman. Who's your real life hero?
Oh yeah. Real life hero. My dad. My dad's my hero. Um, he's 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 just an inspiration to me, and my mom and my dad are both my heroes. I mean, I don't have one hero. I'm gonna say I love my parents, and they do so much for me. Ever since I was little, they drive me to practice, always give me pep talks. If I we have bad games too, superheroes have bad games, and so they help me through that. And those are my two superheroes. My mom.
Before I let you go, I'll ask you one more question about those two. What do you think the biggest lesson they've taught you throughout your life would be? If you had to pick, I know parents teach a lot, but if you had to pick one lesson that your parents have taught you that has really rung true throughout your life, what do you think it is?
Would probably be a better me or a better Butch. It's each day I want to better myself. If it's in the classroom, if it's on the soccer field, or if it's on the football field, or even um, everything I do, be the best you can and be better than you were.
All right, Logan, thank you so much for joining us today. I know you're right in the middle of a school day, so we appreciate the time. Good luck the rest of the day. I hope you have a good one. Good luck tonight against Poland as well. And we'll talk to you again real soon.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.